Happy Black Love Thursdays, family. Happy Black Love Thursdays. Look, family, we have a treat for you all today. Please take the time to go on my page, go on this particular link and watch this video. It's about 23 to 25 minutes. It's a video of what we on the Black Love page, we highlight, we uplift, and that's the beauty of Black love. We have a couple here who just got married recently. They are enjoying their honeymoon in Montego Bay, Jamaica, man. And they took the time out to come and give us a little bit of that joy, sprinkled a little bit on us. For those who have given up on Black love or maybe in trial waters, we're hoping what they have to say today will rejuvenate you, re-energize you, and keep on striving to find that which is your second self. So for them to take the time out today to give us a little bit of their sunshine, their glow, we're awfully honored. Every Black person should be tuned in to this just like they were tuned in to the royal family over in England. We are the original royal family. So we're going to celebrate our royal family, Black Ice King of the spoken word poetry and Black Ice Queen of the universe. Black Isis. Let me correct that. So let me get some of the housekeeping notes out the way. What we're going to do today, myself and our co-host, Brother DeAndre Rod Gillespie, I'm going to give it to him for a minute after I do the housekeeping notes, and then we're going to get out the couple way. We want to know what led them up to this path of joy. How has that journey been? We want to learn from their past experiences. It equipped them with life lessons to be able to spot that which they need now. So I want to say, family, please share and invite. We want this to go viral, just like, I don't even know the people name. The Duchess and whoever got married in England, I don't know their name. But we need to celebrate and uplift ours. So take the time to share and invite. Burke Johnson, how are you doing, my brother? I always supportive to Tahara. How are you doing, Queen? Robin Kendall, how are you doing, Queen? China Dow, Tasha, how are you doing, Queen? My little sister Amy, how are you all? Look, man, please try to bear with us to the end because we're in for a special treat. After they give their testimony and share their beautiful story of marriage, our brother Black Ice is going to bless us with maybe a piece or two. We know for sure one, but two or three of his spoken word as it relates to love and the beauty of love. And I'm telling you, if you never seen my brother spit the words, he's on fire. I can understand the magnetism between him and his queen. So, again, Brother Fred, how are you? My cousin Ron, how are you? Ray Rochelle, how are you? Denise, Muhammad, Assalamu alaikum. Yolanda, how are you? If I miss you all's name, Sister Ann turning 50, how are you? Celebrating the big 5-0 coming up very soon. My homeboy Skeet, Henry, how are you, brother? So, happy Black Love Thursdays. For those who may be new to I'm trying to rush a family because I want to get straight to them. For those who may be used to...
They're not there. We lost them.
Okay, bro. So we gonna wait for them to chime back in. But for those who may be new to our program, Black Love Thursday is a day where we dedicate to uplifting the Black family, in particular the family dynamic where we come together as husband and wife, that we produce children, and we give them something of strong positive lineage, incorporating the community. We are unapologetically Black on Black Love Thursdays. where we take time to uplift the black woman, the brothers take time to uplift the black woman, post and say kind things about them, and our sisters at the same time take the time to post and say positive and uplifting things about the kings. So many times in our sojourn in this country, we have been taught to see each other as less than dirt, and we start to act in accord. But we want to change that today. We want to uplift each other. Even if we're drunk and out of our ways, we want to see the beauty in each other. So happy Black Love Thursdays. We'll never drop the black. We unapologetically black. So like I often say, hey, just because we pro-black don't mean we anti anybody else. If there was a Mexican Love Mondays, we probably tune in and watch that. If there was a White Love Wednesday, we probably tune in and watch that. However, this is Black Love Thursday, so every black person who believes in love should be tuning in, whether you're married, single, or divorced. It doesn't matter. With that being said, us from the Black Love page, we want to highlight some of the things that we got going on. We want to make sure we hit everybody. So on Mondays, we have the Make Money, Make Sense Mondays. All our weekday programs start at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. On Tuesday, with Brother Ra and Brother DeAndre and Brother Amar, we do Brother to Brother Talk Tuesdays, where we emphasize brothers coming together, chopping it up, just like anywhere we would chop it up, whether it be in the streets, to the barbershops, or whatever. We chop it up and we show the strength and the beauty of our minds and the importance of collaboration. I'm hoping that we can get them back on. They was having a little bit of difficulties there in Montego Bay. On Wednesdays, we have book club reading Wednesdays. We're currently on the book, you all, so that you can get it. So you can be ready by next Wednesday. It's called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. It's a life changer. It's an absolutely life changer. That starts at 6 p.m. Central Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, the pilot for all of our programs is Black Love Thursdays, and which you're on now. And then we have the hard-hitting Super Sister Saturdays with Sister Lakeisha, Sister Rashida, Sister Starshawn, Sister Lisa, Sister Amani, and a host of other beautiful sisters from around the country coming together, showing the beauty of sisterhoods, telling us and giving us insight on what it means to be a mother, to be a sister, to be a daughter. Things that men need to know so we can understand our sisters and be better, well equipped to deal with our sisters. What's going on, Maurice? Your birthright coming up soon, brother. I want to see you on your birthright. And then on Sundays, now both Saturdays and Sunday programs are 3 p.m. Central Time and 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Sundays, we give our youth the opportunity to share with us, their elders, things that's going on from the youthful perspective, so we can understand our youth and be a better aid to our youth, but more importantly, create that communication gap or bridge that communication gap so that we leave no room for mistakes and error in dealing with our children. So, Brother Rob, I got everything out the way.
Sir.
You've been married for 20 years. And kind of introduce yourself, and I'm gonna go and see what's going on with our couple, what's going on, and just kind of let the people know who you are and let them know what's going on. Family, when we get our couples back on, when we get them back on, they just got married in a beautiful Montego Bay, Jamaica. Beautiful wedding. Go on my page after the program and watch their wedding. They never 25 minutes, but it was beautiful. Beautiful expression of Black love. And like we said before, if you did miss it, the male counterpart is Black Ice, the king of spoken word poetry, is going to give us a couple pieces to close the program.
Absolutely, man. I hope and send some energy their way so they can love and energy so they can come back on, because the brother is the king of spoken word. I am a big fan of that. I'm going to make it my business to go back and watch the royal wedding. Like you said, we always celebrating everybody else's love. We need to start celebrating our own love because our love is unique compared to others because our love has been attacked numerous of times by outside enemies that don't want to see us together because they understand that our love is more powerful than any weapon they can come against us with. And the proof is in the pudding when Haiti, the great nation of Haiti, wanted their independence, the love that they had for each other, they earned their independence. And with that, they still have to fight, the enemies because they understand, the enemy understand that the love that the Haitian people have for each other, what brought them through. And that's absolutely the case right here in North America. Like the brother said, I've been married for a very long time, and people think because you've been married a long time that it gets easier. However, sometimes it gets difficult because once you grow with a person, your relationship, just like anything else, it has to evolve too. Two people cannot grow and their relationship don't grow with them because some people, when people say I fell out of love, I outgrew this person and all that, that is absolutely true because the person that you married is not going to be the person 5, 15 years from now. They're absolutely not going to be the same person. So, however, you have to learn how to negotiate. People say, well, negotiate, absolutely, because you have to run your marriage something like a business because of the complications that come up. You might want to do this and they might want to do that. So you got to come to some type of agreement. A lot of people use religion doctrine as their principle in marriage, which is a fine thing. When both of them want to agree to one be the head of the household, there's nothing wrong with that. But you still have to be, when you're the head of something, you still absolutely got to be humble to the ones that you're leading. And that's where real leadership come in. Real leadership come in when you're absolutely humble enough to take advice from those that put you in that leadership position. So marriage is something sacred from us because they try to take it from us. When they seen that this black man was loving this black woman or vice versa, they hurried up and broke it up because they didn't want that love there, because they understood the power of it. So they did everything in their absolute power, from coming down raping the men, from coming down raping women, from raping our children. They did everything they could to stop the love in our community. But what they did was they liked to destroy it, but what we did, we went underground and we started loving each other secretly. So what we have to do now is get back to that love. We have to get back to seeing our brothers and sisters in the streets that's struggling, that's hungry, that needs some encouraging words, and have the love to go to that person and say, look here, brother, I understand what you're saying. See, Black Love Thursday is not just about marriage couple. It's about the love that we have for each other and building a relationship. What type of relationship? Relationships can happen in all types of ways. Relationship with your brother, relationship with your sister. And then as y'all bond together and create one person, because that's what you become, then you'll know how to love each other because you already know how to love your sisters and brothers, and you already know how to love self first. So this is a very important program that we have, and I appreciate everybody who comes on and lend their support, because often we pay a lot of attention to a lot of negative stuff. We pay our attention to a lot of stuff that don't concern our love. That's why it's very important we put Black Love Thursday. Y'all don't think that when we out and about, some people might ask us, and why have it black? Why not have it black? Why not? Why we can't have something of our own? Be proud to be black. Be proud to have black love, because your love has stood the test of time. Your love has been under attack like it was a nation. They have sent everything but the kitchen sink after you to destroy your love. So that should let you know that it's power in your love. It's power in LOV. And they want to take that from you. They want to take that from their children. They want to take that from you. So they put in laws to break us apart. So it's very, very critical that we work even harder to keep it there. Tell your brother that you love him. Tell your sister that you love him. Let's take out the sex aspect of it and start looking at each other as human beings first. Looking at people as people who have a same common cause. It's okay. We love everybody. We're universal people, like the minister said. We are absolutely a universal people. However, we have to be universal with self first. Once we get the self-discipline of loving self first, then we can be universal to love everybody else. But let's work on us first. And with this union, what these two people put together, man, is something beautiful. We had them on, and they all the way in Jamaica, but they know the importance of what they got, and they stopped in their humble honeymoon to say, you know what, I want to show black people what black loves look like, and that's very important. We should not take this as just okay, they just doing it. No, they're on their honeymoon, but they want you to bear witness to what they got going on. They want you to bear witness that black love is here, even after either one of them probably being in a relationship and it didn't seem right. They still had the power to love again, and that's what we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to the love after, because two broken people, once they be together, sometimes you get even more broken. Now you don't want to try for love again. However, it's still love out there to be had. It's still another person out there who deserves your love. It's another person out there who needs your love. So what we're trying to do here, we're trying to rebuild that. We're trying to let them understand, look, I know it hurts. I know it feels bad for somebody to manipulate you and take your feelings for granted and just use it. However, you was dealing with a broke person. So you was two broke people leaning on each other for support, and neither one of you could wait. However, when you come to places like this on Black Love Thursday, we understand the game. We're the students of this. We're not saying that we're better, we got all the answers. However, we got a collective group of people who dedicate their lives into studying, into looking, into analyzing, and to put in the effort so we can build this thing up to where it needs to be. People sacrifice time and effort to bring you things so you can be enlightened. And I don't want people to take that for granted. We take seriously what we do here. It's been days that we've been sick. It's been days that we argue, but we understand the mission is to create black love and not destroy it. So we have to lead by example. Brother Michael.
Yes, sir, brother. And it's not too much more I can say, but to give the people an update. What's going on, family, is that they are in Montego Bay, Jamaica. And currently they are experiencing some storms, whereas it's knocking the power in and out. So I'm communicating with our family via Facebook Messenger, and they were just about to come back on when another power outage hit. So if you all can join in with me, because we definitely want to hear from our royal couple. Start sending some of those positive vibes towards Montego Bay, Jamaica, so that our people can come on and we can celebrate our people with black love. Just to reiterate what our brother's saying, you know, one of the most precious commodities that we have as human beings is the ability to love. And life will give you all type of reasons to doubt, run away from love, be fearful of it. And we in the group are committed to not be in those who we were. A lot of us have been vulnerable and have been hurt. A lot of us have been broken and have been hurt. However, we're still living. And as long as you have life, you have love. Even when you celebrating the love of self, come so in love with you with a humble spirit that you become a magnet to those who emulate and reflect that same spirit. It's okay. We all been let down. But the key thing is we all have let ourselves down. We are the biggest perpetrators of letting ourselves down in our choices, moving too fast, or whatever. And it's okay. But when we learn from that and we begin to pick up the pieces, put them back together, we come back and we mend it to be even stronger. So I'm going to go, Brother Ra, until our couple comes back on. I'm going to go to the comment sections And it helped me out, Brother Rob, because I've been communicating back and forth with our family. Family, when they come back on, I see some of our viewership has dropped off. When they come back on, let's support them. Hit them shares and invites when they come back on, because we're going to get out the way and we're going to celebrate their love. We're going to let them tell us how it looks for them. How did they get to the point? How they get to the aisle? And I'll say this and I'll reiterate it. If once we get through with this broadcast, please go on and watch their wedding. They had a couple brothers and sisters that I knew from Chicago. My man Reverb Curb, well-known DJ in Chicago, he sang a beautiful opening song for their wedding, and brought them down the aisle. And this is what we about, family. Celebrating love. Look, black woman, we love you. You are not a thought. You are not the H word. You are not the B word. We absolutely love you. And in that, beloved, we have to be more reflective, even when our sister don't put herself in the best light. We don't take advantage of that. We don't go ahead and prey on our sisters who may be suffering from low self-esteem, who may be suffering from a lack of knowledge of themselves. This is the time when you show the sisters even more love, not to gain favor by getting in between her legs, not to gain favor by getting close to her, but to show her you are a queen and you're much more valuable than a cheap thrill. See, it's easy to kind of admire that sister that's a little bit polished, well spoken, and classy. Ooh, I want to marry her. But you didn't see the journey that sister had to go through to get there. You didn't know her background, her upbringing. Brother Rod, if you can, brother, this is a job. Can you kind of respond to some of the questions until our family come back
Absolutely.
on?
Absolutely. We don't have a bunch of questions, but we do have comments. You know,
Yes, sir.
some I see, some I don't see. You might need to mute your thing, Mike. Um, as Mike was saying, look, family, we are in the crossroads of what we need to do. We need to set the example for the next generation. Do you understand that they're coming from us at all angles? They're making it where we don't want to love ourselves. They're making it where our love doesn't matter. And what they want to do, they want to mix it all together and say, well, we love everybody. However, the actions speak louder than the words that they're saying, because they're still killing us at an alarming rate. You know, they're still trying to put poison in our neighborhoods for the children to eat. They're still trying to manage to put things on television that don't show us in a positive light, or show us in one light where we can't be posed as doctors and lawyers only, and then we have to walk the line so carefully that we can keep those roles. You know, so I want people to understand that we're playing chess here, and our love is what they're trying to capture. Because once you take the love out of the community, then you just have people out there like renegades just running wild. Now, I know that you didn't come on here for me to speak, but however, I want you to understand that this love that we have, what we're trying to build here, is very necessary. The ministers speak about love all the time, but I don't understand. Do we really understand love? Do we understand unconditional love? Most of us go our whole life not even experience unconditional love when you have, or some of us go our whole life not even knowing how to express unconditional love. That's something that has to be taught. That's something that has to be experienced. Because once you experience it, you will know how precious it is. You will know how to handle it carefully. That's why our young men, we don't understand how to teach our young men how to love unconditionally. We teach them how to control. We teach them how to manipulate. We teach them how to be leaders when they haven't even been followers yet. I have some women that say they tell their children, you don't be no follower, you be a leader. Well, baby, how you figure you're gonna become a leader? People are not just up and being leaders. You have to follow a leader so you know how the leader set the standard for you to be a leader. So we need to stop telling our children to stop being followers. We need to tell them ask them, who are you following? Because it's an end game to it. We want to develop into leaders. Nobody is born a leader. Everybody is developed into a leader. Everybody had a predecessor before them that can show them how to lead. So we need to get out of this notion where we're telling people, okay, my child is not a follower. Yes, your child, it's nothing wrong with being a follower. There's nothing wrong. I need for the young men to follow me so I can show them how to actually talk to a woman, how to actually listen to a woman, how to actually love a woman and not control a woman. We need to teach our young daughters that it's not okay for a man to control you. It's okay for a man to love you. It's okay for you not to submit to the man, but submit to his love for you. That's what we need to start teaching our young children so they can understand where love comes from, how it's developed, how does it look, how does it smell, how does it even, when the energy hits you, how you supposed to feel when it has love. Love doesn't hurt. Love doesn't have you in fear. Love doesn't have you unsure of who you are because of this person doing something to make you feel some type of way about yourself. See, we need to get to the bottom of this, family. And the only way we can get to the bottom of it is we start teaching each other how to love. It's all right, brother, for you to be 30-something years old and you don't know how to love. It's okay, sister, for you to be 30-something and never experience unconditional love. It's okay because we need to get to the bottom of it. The only way that we can get to the bottom of it, we start confessing out our mouths that we don't know how, that we need somebody to teach us. We need to put that ego aside. Some men, we go our whole life not even understanding love. We just think we just got this woman strung out on some sex stuff or on your words. However, this woman loving you unconditionally and you don't even understand why. You look yourself in the mirror and don't even understand why this person loves you like they do. So it got you confused. There they go.
There they go, family. And we're going to get out that way. We're going to get out that way. Let me introduce them real quick because they're experiencing power outages in Montego Bay, Jamaica. So, Brother Black Ice, DeAndre Hawthorne, he's a well-known spoken word artist. He's the king of spoken word artists. I don't know how many years he has worn a crown. He's also a political activist. He has also run for political office within the city limits of Chicago. He's a good brother. This is my friend for many of years, and we chop it up. He's a loving brother, now a loving husband. He was a loving fiance, loving father. He went through it. He went through it, and our brother never gave up on love. He has his own particular talk shows where he talk about love. He has the male versus females, not in a negative way, but to be able to highlight our differences and then come together and build on our similarities. His queen, Black Isis. Look, brother, if you want to know what supportive looks like, take a picture of that sister. Stand by her, man. And she don't play no games. Anytime you go to her event, hey, brother, you know what? Run that. You know what I'm saying? This is the support, the black man, the black family, and we can't be cheap with one another. She's been supportive. She has her own identity. He's Black Ice. She's Black Isis. But when you study the name Isis, family, wow, just study Isis. So, brother, sister, before y'all have any more power outages, it's y'all show. Hey,
absolutely. How y'all doing tonight, family? How y'all doing tonight, man? We coming live from Montego Bay, Jamaica at the Deja Resorts. The Queen and I, we are here, brother. Thank you for welcoming us to Black Love Thursdays, brother. Black Love Thursdays. Yes, sir.
Thank you so much, Michael, for the introduction. I appreciate that.
And family, go ahead and do your thing, but I'm asking our viewing community, please share and invite at this point now because what they're about to give us is magical. We yield to you all. How did you get there? How did you get to the point where you are right now?
Wow.
Well, first of all, let's talk about when we met, my brother. we met, and it wasn't too much long after you and I had actually met each other, because as you know, my son passed in 2008, September 3rd, 2008. So we met actually in 2009, maybe about 6 months after my son had passed. And I was performing at a place called Trey's on 63rd and Blackstone. And she was in the audience when I was performing. And after the performance was over, you know, I walked around, I shook everyone's hand, I introduced myself to everyone, and I met everyone. And I saw this beautiful black dark chocolate sister, and I was like, wow, she don't look like nobody that I've ever seen before. And you know, and I had to know who she was, and I introduced myself. We got to talking a little bit, got to knowing each other a little bit, and that was the start of our journey.
That is correct. Those are facts. That is correct. You know, we met at the same event twice. The first time I bought his CD, and then the second time we spoke and we exchanged information and numbers, and we have been talking ever since. It's crazy because we really have not been apart since that day. We haven't been apart.
So was
beautiful
y'all
couple, let me ask you this. Have you all been married before? Have you experienced heartache and pain? What was it?
Absolutely. And I guess, Mike, let me go back and say this. I mean, we didn't, when I said we haven't been apart, we haven't, but we haven't always been exclusive either. But yes, I have been married. I was married to my daughter's father. I got married at the young, tender age of 19. And we had a love child. And then shortly after that, he went to prison. My daughter was 2 years old. And God just took me on a direction to that I just couldn't have never imagined. So yes, I have been married. I'm married at a very young age.
And as for me, my brother, I've never been married before. I've been engaged before. But, you know, all of that was a part of my journey. I like to thank my exes, you know, and a lot of men are not mature enough to do that, you know, and on a spiritual level enough to say that the exes that I've had, and I thought about this maybe yesterday or the other day, they don't know how much a role they played in preparing me for my queen today. You know, they had to deal with a lot of things that she didn't have to deal with. You know, they had to deal with a lot of baggage that she didn't have to deal with. And I made a lot of mistakes. I broke some hearts. You know, I've never been one of those guys that's been a dog and that just treated anybody bad. But I wasn't ready, you know, for some of the things that they were ready for at the time. And I always tried to be honest with myself. When I wasn't ready, I wasn't ready. You know, no matter how, when females' feelings and emotions get involved, they start to perceive the relationship in a view or a vantage point that we as guys don't see, because we're mostly physical for the most part, you know. And so our connection normally bases around either sex or either the other things that are not as deep as emotions. You know, we got somebody we can kick it with, like is one of our guys, or we got somebody that we can experience some things with. You know what I'm saying? But no thought of a future life with this particular person. You just there for the moment. And my exes experienced that man, but the man that you see today is someone who's spiritually mature and who has left those ways behind him. And I am, you know, ready now and prepared now to be the man that I'm supposed to be to my queen.
Sister Black Isis Toy, what was it that made you say, okay, it's this one? When you met him, what was it that said, okay, I'll give him a try?
I want to know this too, brother, because from what I was told, I didn't fit the image of the guys that she dated before me. I wasn't tall like, some of the guys, and you know what I'm saying? So I want to hear this myself.
Well, Brother Mike, actually, when I met DeAndre, and I say this, DeAndre, same thing with me. He benefited even though he didn't deserve it, because I was trying to right my wrongs from past relationships. And so I met him at a time when my life was taking a change. My daughter was about to graduate from high school, and I dedicated my life to my daughter and my career. And so that meant with her going away to college, that was going to leave a lot of available time and space that I wasn't used to having. And so the other guys that I had dated prior to DeAndre, who wanted to be married, who wanted me to have children, I didn't want any more children. I had wonderful men in my past. Again, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to not make my career, my daughter, number one, where I was located mentally. And so there were some men that I put through some heartache that made a lot of life changes for me to say, I changed my mind, I don't want this. And so I asked God to forgive me, and I really wanted to do something different in my next relationship. And so DeAndre benefited from that. So, because of his personality, Mike, he was real laid back, real smooth. He wasn't, or at least he didn't show me his aggressive side immediately. Most guys always, were super aggressive with me because of my personality. I remember the night that we talked, watching him work the crowd and be so sweet and, be so patient and with everybody. I was like, wow, if he's like that with somebody he don't even know, I can only imagine how he would be with somebody that he knows who have love for him. So one of the things immediately was how laid back he was. So that's what it was. That's what
I'm
it
sorry, sister, go
was
ahead.
initially. That's okay.
I'm sorry. Everybody I know named DeAndre is pretty smooth though. So, brother, you got a great name.
That's just a smooth name, right?
Yeah, that's just a
DeAndre.
smooth name, brother. And I appreciate you holding up the name and carrying the torch, brother. I really do. Now, I wanna ask y'all, was it, being that both of you had a past, was it, I know you said it wasn't difficult at first, but once you start getting into things and compromising, was it hard to kind of compromise from being independent? He coming off of a tragedy, and my condolences, brother, to you. And how was that emotional state for both of y'all that's trying to be as one? How was that kind of difficult at first? Either one of you can answer the question.
Well, it's kind of tripped out because
we were just dating, and you know what I'm saying, at the time,
right.
And we were building on a friendship. So the immediate thought once meeting each other was not that we were going to be in a relationship. Actually, at the time, I was opposed to being in a relationship because I was still healing from that loss. So I was upfront, I was honest, and I said, hey, look, I'm dating, and I'm not looking to get into a serious relationship because I wasn't a whole person at that time. Half of me was buried, when I lost my son. So I didn't want to put anyone through the things that I was going through because, it was torture, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still healing, as it goes along, but I'm much further today than I was back then. It's still being fresh. And so, she understood where I was. She didn't pressure me. Of course, like I said, she was just getting out of a relationship too. But it did give us a chance to become friends, you know what I'm saying? And get to experience each other and know each other and know what our passions were. And we had a lot of similar passions. We both love people. We both love the community. We both love doing for people, doing for the community. And that's where we clicked that in the beginning. what we did together for the community, uplifting, motivating, inspiring young people, mentoring. You know, that's where we really jailed at those particular places, because I would look at her and she would say some of the same things that I would say and do some of the same things that I would do when it comes to this mentorship thing. Well, I was like, man, right when I'm about to say, hey, babe, why don't you say this? Why don't you say that? She would already say it before I even get to her to say it. You know, so I was like, that was impressive. You know what I'm saying? So in her, I saw a female version of myself. You know, and that's what really began to make her even more attractive, more than the physical attraction.
You want to speak,
So
sister?
I think your original question was as well, was it difficult with the compromise? I think that the compromise, as far as the relationship piece, came later. As he said, we were friends. He made it clear to me where he stood. You know, men have this thing, I want to go back, you know, like to say, I don't want to be in a relationship, but yet they like all the things that go with a relationship. So I just want to clarify that, because that's still, you know, that's just so funny to me. You in a relationship, you dating, you see this person, it's a relationship. It might not be committed, you know, but it's a relationship, no different than a work relationship. So, you know, it's a relationship. So yes, he made it clear that he was dating. What I gave him a lot of respect for, we were probably about 3 months in, and he invited me to dinner on a Sunday. And over dinner, he said, hey, I really like you, and I want to continue seeing you. But I know the type of female you are, you know, you're not going to just accept us to just keep dating, you know, but I want you to know I want to see you, I want you in my life, but I just can't commit. Now, I never asked for a relationship. I never said that. He was acknowledging that, you know, he could tell I was a good girl, you know, and I
Right.
respected that. And I'll never forget this day. You know, I met his nieces for the first time that day. And I said, okay, that's fair. I said, and I'm cool with that as long as we continue to communicate. And when things change, we have to communicate. And when it's not okay with me anymore, I'll let you know, and I'll move on to do something else. And that was our agreement. That was how the first agreement started. As we got closer, there were, you know, as we got closer, then I had to, you know, we had to revisit the contract. And it got a little
Absolutely.
tighter and tighter, you know, with emotions and feelings.
Right.
You know, but I had a
I
lot
would.
of respect for him with that conversation without me having to ask him, well, how he felt about me or what he wanted. Because, you know, females are quick on the draw with that. Well, what we doing? Well, what do you call this? You know, and I think that tripped him out that I didn't go there. You know, I was rolling, you know, so for him to take me out to dinner to initiate that conversation, you know, I had a lot of respect for him for that.
And Ice man, I like how you did that, because our young brothers now, I don't think the young brothers know how to actually talk to a woman now. Can you deal with words all the time. You're passionate about words. Can you tell the young brothers how necessary it is to have a conversation and to express yourself to a woman?
Well, you know, at the end of the day, is people going to do what they want to do anyway at the end of the day. And the thing about a woman is she just wants a choice in the matter. And when you don't make her aware of where you're at, you eliminate her choice and you take away her choice. And you'll be surprised at how many women would understand where you are if you just told them where you are. You know, not in a way where you are super aggressive when it comes to, hey, I'm just letting you know this is how it is, blah, 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 blah. No, share with them your story, you know, how things happen, you know, what happened, how things became the way that they are, you know, but that would entail you being vulnerable. And that's where a lot of men have an issue at, being vulnerable, you know, and women would, some women would probably understand and accept the situation, if it's like that, at least in the beginning. And some women may not. But sooner or later, when you don't give a person a choice, they're going to walk away anyway. You're just delaying the inevitable. So, it's good for you to be upfront with a person when you meet them. I've known men that say, hey, I only date lesbians. Some men have said that I only date lesbians because I know I'm going to be interested in another woman. So I would want a woman that would be, I've heard men say that, you know what I'm saying, up front when they talk to a person. Now, of course, I'm not on here condoning, that, but I'm just making a point that when you are upfront in the beginning, you give a person the option before all these feelings get attached and all these emotions get involved, and we just got to be men, and we just got to man up, and we got to say what it is. And at the end of the day, we have to have a target direction that we are going in as men. We can't be boys forever, so it took me a long time too, but I had a direction that I was going, and while I was going in that direction, I met this beautiful queen right here. And this queen right here motivated me and inspired me to get to that direction, maybe sooner than I was going to get there before I met her, but you got to have God involved in your life. You got to have a spiritual foundation, because if you don't have no conscience, and if nothing bothers you, when your wrong does not bother you, the Minister Farrakhan always said, what makes a devil is when someone begins to justify their sinful behavior and make wrong right. Can't make wrong right, so.
And
But yeah,
brother,
so in the very beginning, he made that clear to me, and I think that he understood that I was, I made it clear in the beginning. Hey, I'm gonna tell you how I roll. I like you. I want what I want. Don't lie to me. Let me know what the situation is, like he said, and let me make a choice. And he did that. So our relationship went through phases. As our feelings grew, and as our friendship grew, it went through phases. Obviously, like he said, he was dating, so there was other people involved. And my disclaimer was, that's fine, but when I show up, it's like they don't even exist. If you can make that happen, you can keep me around for a while. I can care less. But when I show up, it's my show. Period.
hey, and with that being said, family, because we want to thank you all for giving us the time to celebrate in this moment. We know you're on your honeymoon, this royal couple, our royal couple. We embrace you all. I want to know two things, and after I know the two things from you all, and maybe I missed it because the job was calling me. So if I did, please forgive me. I want to know, Black Ice, what made you propose? How did you propose? And Sister Toy, Black Isis, what made
Yes.
you accept the proposal? What made you know that this is my king for the rest of my life?
Okay, so let's go back. Let's talk about 2013. 2013 was the turning point of our relationship. 2013, she walked away from the relationship. And again, she said, hey, long as I come around, everything else is gone. So I began to become disrespectful with the women that I was dating, being upfront and honest, you know what I'm saying? But she has some disclaimers, you know what I'm saying? Don't bring me around nothing. You know what I'm saying? Don't bring that circle around me or whatever. And I began to get disrespectful, probably a little bit of ego, probably a little bit of pride. And she said, well, hey, you know what I'm saying? She said, what are you doing? What's this? And I'm like, what you talking about? You know what I'm saying? I got all puffed up in my spirit. What you talking about? We ain't got that kind of relationship. She said, yeah, but I already told you in the beginning, don't bring nothing around me. So she walked away from the relationship. It was probably around July, August. What August?
Unity cookout.
Yeah.
It was in July
So
before the Unity cookout.
yeah, it was around the time of July.
Before Nunu's birthday.
Right, and she left for about 3 months. You know what I'm saying? And I was, oh, she'll be back. You know what I'm saying? So she not answering none of my phone calls. She not answering none of my text messages. And I'm like, okay, well, she gonna come back, because although she had a place, she was over my place most of the time. So I'm like, okay, cool, she'll be back. You know what I'm saying? But when she didn't come back, I have to start pursuing her again. I had my mom calling her, I had my godmother calling her, I had my son calling her, I had my sisters calling her, and eventually we got to a point where we sat down and we talked about things, and that old agreement was out the door, because here it is now. It's a new start. We trying to get to a new start now. And so once we got off on this new start, then I had made a promise to God that if I ever got her back again, that I would keep her for the rest of my life. And then after that is when I proposed. And if any of you all want to go and see the proposal, it's on YouTube under Black Ice, BLAQICE, and type in the word Jamaica, and you'll see best wedding proposal. So you'll see the actual proposal, which was here in Jamaica in October of 2013. So after that, we hit some more rough patches after that. And we got beyond and we got past all of that. And here we are today, married, happy, not allowing anybody in our business, not being influenced from outside sources. This is my best friend. And she comes before anybody else. That's from my mom to my children to to anything else. So and it had been like that, you know what I'm saying. But now it's on paper and it's legal and it's confirmed before God. That vow was made before God. So.
And Sister Isis, what was it about the proposal? What made you accept? How did it make you feel? And are you glad that you done it? You accepted today. Are you looking at your king forever? And Brother Ice, when she's done, close out if you want to with a couple pieces. Go ahead, Sister Isis.
Well, the proposal, the whole thought of the proposal, the environment, I think the intent was pure and it was beautiful, but he wasn't ready. I accepted with hesitation. And, accepted because I believe, I know that he loved me, and I know that he had made his mind up that he wanted to be with me for the rest of his life. But I knew that it was still some things that needed to be worked on prior to us actually saying I do. And as he said, we hit a few more bumps, and the best thing I could have done, and I say this publicly, we had a wedding date for 2014, and I called it off. I postponed it because my spirit was warring. I still had hesitation. And so, we discussed some of those things.
So when people was like, why you ain't married to that girl yet? What you waiting on? And I was like, it's not me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, years had went by, and they was like, didn't you propose some years ago? Why you still holding on? Why, that's that chauvinistic thing that women have, thinking that it's the man always that's the holdup. But like she said, she still had reservations. Go ahead, man.
And so, yes, that's true. It's usually the guy, where ladies is like, I don't know, he don't want to do it. He had no problems and no qualms making it clear he was ready. And I just felt like it wasn't time. It was some other things that needed to be worked on. And I think that was the best decision that I made for us, because we were able to sit down and talk about those things and address them, some counseling, some prayer. We was able to grow and develop more as individuals to allow him to grow into, as he said, the man that he is today. The growth that he's shown in the last 2 years, 2.5 years have been amazing, And so I think that was the best decision for the both of us. And so to answer your question, yes, I'm looking at my forever love. He is my forever king. I wouldn't have made the decision. I wouldn't have moved forward if I didn't feel that way. And everybody knows how strong I am in my beliefs, just like him. And I would not have moved forward. Now, it was a breaking point. We wasn't going to keep playing house either. Let me clear that up. So it needed that development need to happen, and it did. And the decision was made. And there is no regrets. When people were asking me, how you feel? You scared? You nervous? Nope. This is solid. We solid. 10 toes in the boot. This my man, 100 grand. My forever love. And so the feeling that I was looking for in my gut, in my spirit, was there and is there. No hesitation, no reservation at all.
And that's absolutely beautiful, family. And I want to emphasize one point, and I love that you all shared your testimony, because a lot of people think that it is we meet, we fall in love, and it's happy ever after. And they don't see if they have the wherewithal to make it under trial. And
seasons.
In that, when you gave your vows for better or worse, you already had experienced that to be able to know that we can go through it for better or worse, and we didn't give up on each other. You knew he was your king, but you knew that he wasn't wearing his crown properly to your standards. And as a woman, I commend you, because most women would dive in to say, he just want to marry me, let's go get married, blah, 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 and we work everything else out. You say, hold on, let's begin on working on stuff out, and then we'll wear those crowns together. So I commend you, Queen, and I commend my brother for putting in the work, because some brothers do get arrogant. Some brothers do get pompous. Some brothers want to go ahead and say, what you mean I got to work on me? Now you work on you. And they don't see themselves in the mirror. And when you love a woman, sometimes, brother, they'll give us a mirror to look at for us to work on ourselves. And it's not becoming better for her. It's becoming the better man for self. So, Brother Ice, Sister Isis, do you want to say anything before he starts speaking in the spoken word? Or Brother Ice, you want to get into it?
I just want to stress, and for those who may have missed it, she mentioned that we went to counseling. We went to premarital counseling. And there were some things that came out in the counseling that, we were not aware, that exposed some things. Some things that maybe she thought that she was right on, and the counselor was like, what are you thinking? And some things that maybe I thought I was right on, and they gave me a different perspective of another way to look at it. And I think it was very important, to have a counselor, a premarital marital counselor, and someone who has a spiritual foundation also as well, that can guide you in the direction to see if this is really what you want. Because one of the questions the counselors asked us, and I want you to listen to me, Brother Mike. I want you to listen to me, brother, and I want you guys to listen to me, everybody who's watching this show. The counselor looked at us, and the counselor asked us, he said, do you think that there's more that this person has to give? And the answer that we gave is like, yeah, we know it is. Yeah, we know that, this person has more to give. I know she has more to give. When I say give, I'm talking about more to show me. You know what I'm saying? About how she is as a woman and how she feels about me. And it's the same question she asked me, right? And then she looked at both of us and said, but what if everything that you're currently getting is all that you're going to get? Is that enough for you to live with this person for the rest of your life? And a lot of people can't live with the person that they're currently with. I mean, in the mind state, in the spiritual state that that person is in. A lot of people can't make that decision that, okay, well, if this is all this man has to give me and show me, I can accept that if there is no more, and vice versa for the woman. So that's a self question that you have to ask when it comes to your relationship. If the person has no more to give and don't know no more, don't know to do no more, because we got friends who are in marriages, and after they got married, they expected their husband to change, or they expected their wife to change. Well, what if their wife or their husband don't change? Can you accept the person that they are that you said I do to? So I thought that was deep.
Which was confirmation for me, Brother Mike, that I made the right decision, to allow that brother to grow to be the man that I want him to meet prior to. And marriage is a mindset. Just because you say I do don't mean you become a husband or a wife. It should already be in your actions, in your thoughts. So if prior to that day of we got married on this day, if that person is the person you want, then you're making a mistake. Because if nothing else, as she said, yeah, we're expecting it to be more, but what you get right now, if that's it, are you okay with that? And so I just thought that was powerful and confirmation for me as well.
And when we got married Saturday, brother, it was just the ceremony.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To me, it was the ceremony and the commitment before God that was made. Everything else was already in place. You understand what I'm saying? So, just to throw some things out there.
And I would say, on both the female and the male in the relationship, the man and the woman, the other brother that's doing the show with you asked about the compromise. People don't want to compromise, and so you have to make a decision what's most important. And a lot of my sisters, and the sisters get mad at me, but I just have to call a spade a spade. We want to win today. We want to win this argument. We want to win the war, not the battle, So if this is something that you want, and this is, somebody you want to be with, you have to be willing to pick your battles. What I would say is if you want to, compete, or you want to decide that I want to win on outloving your mate. Take another outlook. A lot of the sisters, we talk too much. Sometimes just be quiet and listen, and allow that man to be a man. A lot of our men out here can't play their role because we too busy jumping in, taking over. He might not do it the way we want or as quick as we want, but allow him, and I got that wisdom from my mom. So those would be the last words that I would have to say with this interview. I know there are going to be many more, but one of the things that helped with our growth and development was patience and me sitting back, allowing him to grow. It wasn't pushed. After I made it clear on what I wanted and what I needed, I allowed him to do just that.
Black Ice, you want to give us a word?
Well, I'm going to go ahead and share. You want me to do one or two, my brother? That is going to be contingent on what I do, which one I do.
Brother Rob, what you thinking? One or two?
Whatever he can do 4 or 5, as far as I'm concerned. I mean,
You still with us, Brother Rob?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm here, and I've been married a long time, so when you see black couples get together and talk how y'all talk, it's just refreshing to know that, you know, we're not the ones like when people see us and they say, "Well, y'all been married a long time. What's the secret?" It's no secret. You know what I'm saying? I've been married almost 20 years, so I know what y'all talking about. We was there.
And you don't even
You know what
look
I'm
like
saying?
you
So,
just over
Man,
20 years old. But you
nah, brother,
married.
I'm 40 years old. You know, so I
Okay.
know exactly what y'all talking about and what you're going through and all that kind of stuff and canceling some things that we need as marriage couples to seek because we don't have an image to anybody to tell us how to be a husband, how to be a wife. So we don't have that. So
Absolutely.
counseling can be a great benefit in our community. But brother, speak, brother, speak until the damn lights go out again, as far as I'm concerned. So do your thing, man.
Okay.
Do your thing. Do your thing.
Okay. So I want to share something with you all that I wrote on the Icon album, and it's called "It's Not You." And the reason I want to share this first, and then I'll close out with the actual wedding poem that I wrote. But I want sisters to hear this and understand the psychological mentality of a man when it comes to a relationship, especially if he's underdeveloped spiritually. And this piece is called "It's Not You." This piece is dedicated to the sisters, the ones holding down a 9 to 5, taking care of home, holding down their man, those independent ride or die sisters. Frustrated because your man ain't acting right. And although he tells you he loves you, action speaks louder than words. Apologies become nothing but words you've heard before. And now you're at the point where you can't be hurt anymore. Any more than you've already been hurt before. And you're thinking, what more can you do? See, baby, Black Ice is here to tell you, don't be too hard on yourself. It's not you. See, you can be the best woman in the world. Cook and clean, do all those things that that man wants and needs, and he still wouldn't be pleased. Please, listen, ladies. You crazy if you think that you can change that man. First, you got to get past his past hurt, those skeletons in his closet, his dirt that he uses to cover up his hurt. See, why you're willing to give him the shirt off your back, he'll only go so far. His pride won't let him be vulnerable, so he cuts your heart, and now you're emotionally scarred. But I'm telling you, it's not you. Now let's take a look at his mental and psychological childhood. His thinking that he needs to date multiple women besides woman. It was you who programmed his mind. Time after time, always saying to him, "You are too cute. How many girlfriends you got?" You might as well have been digging a plot for all the other women he would deal with later. On top of that, you told him, "Oh my goodness, you're going to be a little heartbreaker." Like it or not, this caused major problems in his growth and development. Let's take a moment to address the elephant in the room. No matter how elegant or how eloquent you are, you can't assume that he's going to change for you. Now, I'm not blaming you, but what I'm aiming to do is to give you an instruction manual on men. Believe me, ladies, it's not you. Now, this last verse is dedicated to the fellas. You don't know how much damage we do to our women. We play so many games, then wonder why they complain so much. Plus, that woman is only a reflection of you. What you get out of her is only a mirror of what she sees in you. And please understand that there's no such thing as a no good woman, except that no good woman was made no good by a no good man. Now, I'm not saying we won't make mistakes, slip up, or that we got to be perfect, but that woman is a blessing from God. Take this as a sign to mentally change your mind, because she's worth it. Ladies, it's not you. That's that piece. Thank you, baby.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was straight damn fire. And your album, where can we get this album at, brother?
Well, any of the albums, I just released my 23rd album and my 5th book, and you can go to my website, www.blackice.com. And again, black is spelled BLAQ. Be a leader. Ask questions. All right? BLAQICE.com, blackice.com. and you can go and order any of the albums that you would like to order. And you can communicate with me as well and watch the whole journey, because every moment we document every moment. So, you know, you can catch it on YouTube, you can catch it on the website, and all those other places also as well.
Your YouTube channel, Ted, one more time for the family.
It's Black Ice. The YouTube channel is
Black
just
Ice.
Black Ice, BLAQICE. And I'll be the first one that pops up. And then you can subscribe and make sure you get the notifications that come from that also as well. If you want to subscribe to the Bible show that I teach, it's called Truth Hour TV. Again, Truth Hour TV. And there you will see lessons where we challenge what's being taught in the church with what's actually written in the book. So you have a couple of channels that you can follow there.
What's another one, Ice?
Yeah, I'll close out with this one. And this one is called When a Man Findeth a Wife, He Findeth a Good Thing. We've been waiting on this moment for years. And we finally gotten over all these fears. And we realized that ain't nothing else out there for us but drama and hard times. But when God sends you a gift in someone, it may only come once in a lifetime. Baby, there's not a day that passes that I don't have thoughts of you. And I may not be able to promise you the riches of this world, but last Saturday I guaranteed my love for you. And I guarantee that love for you by asking you to take this ring. Because the Lord told me, he said, son, when a man findeth a wife, he findeth a good thing. See, baby, you gave me exactly what I needed, and it's not often that a man has a chance for his life to be completed. But as a result of our achievement, Satan has been defeated. And this is where it all begins. Take this ring as a symbol of an unbreakable love that can't even bend. And see, baby, I don't need no one else but you and God, for you are my best friend. Like most men, we run from commitment. But there comes a time when a man gets tired of running. And see, baby, what I found in you, I described in the words of Maya Angelou, because you are a phenomenal woman. And as for love, I wouldn't have known a damn thing. If this woman hadn't have come and taught me what love really means, and if God hadn't have showed me in a dream, I wouldn't have known that the day that I found you, baby, I found a good thing. Today is the day that we transform our relationship from mental and physical into spiritual. And after years of patiently waiting, I've received my modern day miracle. And a miracle only happens a few times in a man's life. One in the birth of a child, another in the finding of a wife, but the most important is giving our lives over to Christ. So we're making God our foundation. And we're standing strong, and we ain't worried about the storms. Because as long as we keep our hands in God's hands, nothing can go wrong for long. And as long as we keep our faith strong, together we can make a perfect team. And together we can achieve all that we can conceive and dream. Because the day that I met this black woman right here, I found a good thing. Found ourselves at the end of the rainbow, and we could see that very treasure. It's either now or never. God blessed it and placed it before our feet. And now it's up to us to make it last forever. Because see, baby, you're the air that I breathe, and every good thought that I conceive. And the reason why I believe that you complete my cipher, because you give me everything that I want and everything that I need. You're my soulmate, my rib, my helpmeet, my wife. And in coming into my world, girl, you've done for me what no one else has ever done. You've completed my life. She keeps me grounded when I need to be. And she's the wind beneath my wings. You've given me guidance, direction, and purpose in life. Because the day that Black Ice found Black Isis was the day that I found a good thing. That's that piece.
This honeymoon about to get heated up. This honeymoon about to get heated up tonight. Boy, I'm telling you, I just ain't gonna answer another damn call tonight, boy. Hey, I think you wrong. I thank you all, family, for taking the time out of your honeymoon to come and share a little love with our people. Look, man, they say that when in the service of people, let he who will be great among you, let him be your servant. And you all took the time out of your honeymoon to give us a piece of rejuvenation, of love. And we are so ever grateful for that. So, let your cups runneth over, family. Let it runneth over. And I'm glad that you did it, Brother Ice. When we met, it was for a purpose. And ironically, and I don't want to use the word ironically, your brother's getting married this year as well in December
Yes, sir.
on a cruise.
Yes, sir.
So
We might have to make that, bro.
you're welcome, brother. Just come on the page or on my page, and I post every other week or so. But right now, it's your time to celebrate it. And even when you all
Absolutely.
talk,
I gotta ask you one question. I gotta ask you one question, my brother. When you start seeing those photos and those pictures of the wedding, what was the thoughts that came across your mind, knowing your brother? You know what I'm saying? This ain't no stranger. You know what I'm saying? We brothers. I just want to know what was your first thoughts and your feelings when you start seeing the news coming out of Jamaica to the States?
well, I said this to myself, brother, and I'm gonna be honest. You asked a very beautiful question. I said to myself, it had nothing to do with you. I said that queen had to be a wise queen because our brother is intellectual, and for a weaker woman, he can use that intellectual prowess to be a manipulative unbeknownst to him. So I said that sister
Absolutely.
had to be strong to make this brother see the value in her in the way that I watched the wedding a couple times throughout the day, brother. And in it, I'm watching your expression. I'm watching her walk down the aisle. I followed the trip the whole way through. If y'all was paying attention to the likes, I followed the trip the whole way through. You all hanging out on the fire pit. Sister Isis, she chilling in her bikini, and you so proud. That got my baby. But you ain't said, but you said it in your eyes. So I'm watching these things, and I'm saying to you, brother, you give hope for maturity in a black man. And when we become so full of thirst for knowledge, sometimes it's hard to quench that thirst. And when you find a woman that taps on every aspect of that thirst, you don't even have to second guess yourself. So I hear your story. I had my mama calling, my son calling. Why? Because my cup is over there and I'm dying of thirst. And I may have tipped it over and I'm apologetic about it. But once I get it back, I'm going to stand it upright and I'm going to let it overflow and I'm going to drink from it properly because Sister Isis was teaching you how to treat her. That's all I want to say, brother.
That's right. And just to close out, brother, it's our honor to be on your show. I know that your shows are educational, they're spiritual, and they're for the edification, of those who are watching. And we are servants, Martin Luther King said you don't need a college degree to serve. So for those who are out there thinking that you need a title behind your name to serve, no, you don't. Our motto, and I'm going to have her say this with me. This ain't no planned thing. It's just that we know each other like this. Our motto is there's only two reasons why we exist on this earth.
That's right.
What's one?
First one is to serve God.
And the second one is to serve man.
Serve man. That's right. That's right. And with that being said, to all of our beautiful friends and family that was in Jamaica with us, just watching them wanting to make sure that we were taken care of and things were taken care of, that's just a testament of what we give out. We definitely got that back. It was overwhelming. The love and how, those that came out to love us wanted to serve us. and make sure that we were taken care of. It's just a true testament of what we put out, we got right back. It was very overwhelming.
And we will be right back here in May of 2019. So for those who would like to be a part of that trip in May of 2019, there is an event that we do called Fiesta and Ecstasy, which is a 5-day event, about 3 events a day. So we chose to get married during the course of the event. So for those who want to go back with us next year, we're going to open it up in about a week for you to start paying on your trip for 2019, May of 2019. It's always the last week in May, the Memorial Day weekend week. So we want to put that out there too.
Put on, and the vision of our brother, Tone International, a young brother, and we're here supporting him, doing our thing to do whatever we can to make sure he's successful. And it'll be the 1-year anniversary of the blackout during Fiesta and Ecstasy of 2019.
Yes, and keep us posted both on my page, both on the Black Love Family page, which you all are a part of. I want to give my co-host the opportunity to say anything. If you want to say something before I end the broadcast, brother.
No, brother, go ahead, man.
Brother
I really
Rod.
enjoyed y'all, and I absolutely thank both of y'all for coming on, man. It was a pleasure. I hope to have both of you back soon. So be safe, have a good time, and enjoy yourself, man. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Peace.
Thank you, brother.
Peace. Peace.